So once again, a warm welcome to all of you. My name is Richmond Osuji, and I have a singular honor, privilege, and pleasure to welcome you to this CILT Africa Day at the CILT Africa Forum, taking place here at Kigali International Conference Center.
On behalf of Rwanda, on behalf of CILT Rwanda, a warm welcome to all of us, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Rwanda. I think you've already seen it's a beautiful country, and we wish you an enjoyable time. Welcome. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.
So it's not just going to be the presenters talking, because we are here also to enrich us, and the participants will be giving presentation. Sit back, Africa is here. Thank you.
As we seek to foster avenues for strong partnerships and building of strong ties between countries, corporate organizations, and individuals, Africa, we are one, and together we are strong. Thank you.
Regional conflicts are also fueling significant supply chain disruptions, with far-reaching quality of life issues as well. And we see it in Africa as well, and Russia, Ukraine, war, and all of that.
Thank you. The most exciting aspect of the spread of CILT and CILT is the penetration of the Francophone countries with the support of Karin Toure. Please, Karin, stand up.
Fortunate, this is changing, and women are making significant contribution to the logistic and transport industry.
May we wish you all continued success from today. I'm humbled and honoured to serve the members of CILT as an institute president.
As women, we have become stronger together, and as we grow in number, we also grow in influence.
Dear viewers of Gisabo Television, we welcome you in the Africa Forum, an annual event that seeks to bring together all CILT member countries in Africa and other members across the world to network and discuss pertinent supply chain, logistics and transport issues affecting the Africa continent. This 2023 forum is being hosted by CILT Rwanda in Kigali Convention Center. The main theme for the African Forum 2023 is logistics and infrastructure development as the engine for sustainable implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, where at the first round happens Women in Logistics and Transport Conference. We welcome you to enjoy this conference.
I have not been informed by the hotel conference center managers of any particular drill today. Therefore, it is expected that should there be any kind of emergency that would cause the triggering of an alarm, will be expected to follow the clearly marked exit doors and speak with the event staff. They're all visible all around the facility, and they will guide us to the appropriate muster point should there be any of such eventualities. And of course, whilst we are here, the laboratories, restrooms, convenience, depending what part of the world you come from, as you exit from the main entrance to your right, you'll find them. If in doubt, do well to interact with any of the event facility staff, and they will appropriately guide you to where you need to get to. It is also important that during events of this nature, we do turn what we like to call weapons of mass destruction, otherwise known as mobile phones. You can please turn them to silence and vibrations to avoid distractions from the beautiful colors of your phone. But of course, there are certain type of phones that even when you switch them off the ring, you can put the batteries out of the phone so they don't distract. Anyways, so again, a warm welcome to you, and I'll quickly just do a generic protocol establishment for this event today. We are in Rwanda, and I'd like to begin by recognizing the presence here of a rep from the Rwandan government today. It is the Deputy Principal in charge of academics and training at the Integrated Polytechnic College, IPRC, Dr. Alice Ikuzwi. Dr. Ikuzwi, Very good morning to you, and thank you for your kind presence. Please appreciate our round of applause. Thank you very much. And of course, the forum, the African Forum, is chaired by the International Vice President of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Newton Demba, FCILT. Demba, very good morning to you. We are graced this morning with the presence of the International President of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. We acknowledge the presence of Paul Senthouse, FCILT. Very good morning to you, Mr. Senthouse. Thank you for your presence. He told me a few moments ago that he is the forerunner for business gentleman, but I know he's the boss. He's the boss who will pass the baton to business gentleman. This gentleman is the International President-elect of CILT, Chief Tete Ogusu Muti, FCILT. Good morning to you. The first global convener for WILAT has also joined us this morning. We acknowledge the presence of Hajia Aisha Ali Ibrahim, FCILT. Good morning. Of course, WILAT has grown from what started in Nigeria to across Africa, and indeed practically now touching nearly every continent of the world. And it is demonstrated by this next guest that I acknowledge our presence, the global chairperson of WILAT, the Yanni, the Hours, FCILT. Good morning. And told that the global vice chairperson is unable to join us as she is on another assignment. But of course, we also appreciate her efforts, Dr. Dorin Osufianko. We appreciate what she does for WILAT and indeed for CILT. Continuing, I'd like to acknowledge the preference of the WILAT Global Vice Chairperson for North and West Africa, for Lake Soji George, FCILT. Good morning. The next I want to acknowledge is a woman who has worked assiduously in ensuring that WILAT not only hosts this day's event, but also gets the right support from the right places to power this event. She is the WILAT Global Vice Chairperson Southern and East Africa, Margaret Barrow, CMILT. Good morning. She's also on the board of the company that provides all sponsorship for this event today, the Wholesale and Retail Sector Education and Training Authority of South Africa. Yes, please. Now we have acknowledged your presence without applause. Can we acknowledge the sponsorship of the agency of South African government, which is a board member, that has powered this event by sponsorship? So when I call them again, please let's give them an applause, meeting of the sponsor. Wholesale and Retail Sector Education and Training Authority. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we're here talking about AFTA for the next few days. What they do at WR is they prepare capacity, or they build capacity in the wholesale and retail sector, not just for South Africa, but across Africa. When you think of the likes of ShopRite, you think of the likes of what do you call them, Zikikas, these companies are spreading across Africa and beyond. They are responsible for taking unemployed youth, uneducated South African youth and African youth, teach them logistics, teach them wholesale and retail, and then send them across South Africa and beyond. So truly, they are one of those who are practicing what AFTA is seeking to address on the African continent. Lagos received a formal, if you like, traditional, if you like, country welcome by a rep from Rwanda. And what better to have the chairperson of WILAT in Rwanda. Please join me in welcoming Josephine. Forgive me, I think it's near Baza. I hope I got that. Josephine, you're welcome. Let's get that, Josephine. Did I get that, Josephine? I did. Fantastic. Thank you, Josephine. You're welcome to talk to us. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Before I give my remarks, my name is Josephine Iwaza, also called Mifina, and WILAT chairperson, but I'm also the program lead in charge of training and professionalism for the Federation of East African Freight Forwarders in the East African region. So we represent 6 countries in East Africa, so I'm in charge of capacity building. Dear guests of honor, distinguished guests, colleagues, my fellow WILAT members, friends, all protocol observed, good morning, Madam Mzee. It's an honor to address such an accomplished group of professionals who have dedicated their careers to advancing the field of logistics and transport. It's also my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Women in Logistics and Transport Day here in Kigali, Rwanda, the land of 1,000 years. A day that has been dedicated to us before the CILT African Forum officially commences. This is a day of celebration for the remarkable contributions the women have made and continue to make in the logistics and transport industry. The theme for this year's event, Logistics and Infrastructure Development as an Engine for Sustainable Implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. As we all know, the logistics and transport industry is one of the most critical sectors of the global economy. It connects businesses, people, and communities across borders and continents, facilitating the movement of goods and services that drive growth and development in Africa and the world at large. However, for many years, this industry has been largely male-dominated, with women underrepresented in leadership roles and other key positions, and that is why we have WILAT for us to cover this gap today. So throughout the day, we will have the chance to hear from some of the prominent women in logistics and transport who will share their stories and offer valuable insights into it. So we have people from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, Kenya will be joining us later, Tanzania, Togo, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Namibia, Cameroon, Sri Lanka, UK, Rwanda, to mention but a few. And Togo, I think I mentioned that too. Your dedication to promoting gender equality and diversity in the logistics and transport industry is invaluable, and we are grateful for your support and participation. So once again, I would like to extend, on behalf of Rwanda, on behalf of WILAT Rwanda, a warm welcome to all of us, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Rwanda. I think you've already seen it's a beautiful country, and we wish you an enjoyable time. Murakazaneza, welcome. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.
To make this day a success, and welcome, and let's sit back and enjoy. But our meetings now, we participate as the audience. So it's not just going to be the presenters talking, because we are here also to enrich us, and the participants will be giving presentation. Sit back, Africa is here. Thank you.
Africa is indeed here, in the pride of Africa. Continuing, we'll take the goodwill messages now. But before that, we'll take a chairman opening remarks. After the goodwill messages, we'll take a special guest comment, and then we'll go for tea break and return from the tea break to continue the conference program for today. So onwards now, you've heard GBC Southern East Africa appreciate him, but we will continue to thank him for providing. Well, yes, every time I say we, I mean deliberate. I'm a WILAT member. Forget that.
Here to witness yet another milestone in the history of CILT, particularly in the Africa region, where deliberate efforts have been made to break the gender bias in the supply chain, logistics and transport industry by accommodating and celebrating women in logistics and transport in a special way, and this special way being a consideration to run a one-day conference within the Africa Forum Conference framework. I thank you, regional leadership and the entire global leadership, for granting this special request, and of course, being part of this initiative by accepting an invitation to participate. I wish to see this initiative grow from forum to forum. Today's deliberations will be very topical, where we focus on the role of women in the sustainable implementation of African Continental Free Trade Area. an initiative which aims to contribute to structural transformation of African economies. The agreement is expected to increase intra-Africa trade and investment and is a flagship initiative under the AU Agenda for 2063 vision, which includes gender equality as an objective. The strong emphasis on women is that most of the SMEs are led by women and are taken as key drivers of the African economy. Statistics show that SMEs that are run by women account for close to 60% of Africa's GDP, creating about 450 million jobs. Yet this group is still marginalized. However, the effect of African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement and more largely of trade and economic transformation processes are not gender neutral. This is because our economic structures are not gender equal. Those with fewer assets, less income, and less capacity to borrow are usually less able to benefit from changes, and most of these are often women. Other interesting variables such as women's socio-economic status, type of employment, formal or informal, ethnicity, the sectors they work, etc., together shape women's aspiration in the trade economy as consumers, entrepreneurs, wage workers, and producers. In trying to enhance and make a contribution, the conference today is aimed at contributing in this debate such that we can inform the policy direction, specifically the implementation of this initiative. As we engage in a robust debate during the course of this conference, let's do it so in a professional manner, with respect for each other's views, and in a dignified way, so that the forum and the conference can be a rewarding experience for everyone here present, as we seek to foster avenues for strong partnerships and building of strong ties between countries, corporate organizations, and individuals. Africa, we are one, and together we are strong. Thank you.
Our next speaker, I'd like for us to please welcome the WILAT Global Chairperson, Day1, FCILT.
George and Margaret, thank you very much for organizing this colorful event, and also Josephine for being the great host today. And also I would like to acknowledge all the country chairs present today, CILT and WILAT, and all distinguished ladies and all the he for she's who are present today. All of you who are here are great supporters and friends of WILAT. Sorry. It gives me great pleasure to be with you today and address the WILAT Day of the 17th Africa Forum in Kigali, Rwanda. This is my first visit to Rwanda, the land of thousand hills, and as well as for the Africa Forum. Although I visited on a WILAT mission in 2016 at the invitation of Aisha to Nigeria. Though officially I'm here for the first time. I'm glad that I was able to make it to this forum this time, when I'm due to hand over the reins to my successor in 2 months' time. It is heartening to see the growth of the Africa Forum over the past 2 decades since the formation in 2000. This year's theme, logistics and infrastructure development as an engine for sustainable implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, chosen for the Africa Forum, is quite topical and apt. In an era where global supply chains are inshoring, nearshoring, and friendshoring, regional conflicts are also fueling significant supply chain disruptions, with far-reaching quality of life issues as well. And we see it in Africa as well, and Russia, Ukraine, war, and all of that. So we as supply chain professionals should be ready to look at barrier-free trade. And that's what all of us are going to deliberate in the coming days. I hope the conference will have intense deliberations on these emerging policy directions to enable prospective, proactive engagement with the relevant stakeholders, not only in Africa, but also for the rest of the world as well. I am also, once again, would like to state the dedicated day that you have allocated for WILAT and the Africa Forum. And once again, would like to thank the entire leadership who made this happen, especially Dr. Day1. African continent is a vibrant continent and is one of the most diverse regions in the world. CILT Nigeria supported the setting up of our first WILAT branch in Nigeria under the leadership of our first WILAT global convener, Aisha Ali Ibrahim, to our global family during this period despite the COVID pandemic, with Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, Rwanda and Togo joining from Africa. All of, except for Egypt, all of you are present today. I'm thankful to all of you for all the efforts that you are making in your country. Currently, WILAT is present globally in 38 countries and we have 3,300 members and it is still growing. I'm happy to note that currently there are 13 WILAT chapters overall in Africa. And out of the 20 countries where we have a contact but not yet formed a WILAT, Africa is present in 10 countries. So you are a force to reckon with. We will be also setting up these WILATs in these countries when the governance process is established. In 2021, we expanded WILAT footprint to Francophone region for the first time with the launch of Cote d'Ivoire and Togo in December 2022. I'm thankful to Kareem and Sharon for expanding the reach in Francophone region. With the setting up of the WILAT Capacity Building Center in July 2021 to complement the CILT education offering, we have seen a sharp focus and an interest in capacity building. Second edition of the CAF program will be held next month, and this time it is going to be a hybrid event with the program happening in the last few weeks in Singapore as well. We have been promoting about this and hopefully you will be able to promote it within your network and should be able to join us either virtually or in the hybrid program as well. We also conducted a skill survey last year to understand the training needs and the gaps that we have, and we have revamped our programs in line with the feedback we have got. We also have across the world made useful strategic partnerships with development agencies such as USAID, CILT, GIZ, etc., and with corporate partners. And today's event was a possibility because of these partnerships. So partnerships are an important part in managing our WILAT work across the globe. And in South Africa, in particular, our CILT's education partner CTA is going to train 300 odd training providers, women managers as well as fleet operators. These are new opportunities for us to really work on in not only Africa, across the world. So we will hear positive news, especially these funding agencies also have shown interest to come to Africa, and we've already made initial discussions and GPT was also part of that. So very soon we will see opportunities coming from those agencies as well. We have come a long way within a very short period of time in our WILAT journey under the wings of CILT. In our WILAT Global 10th anniversary year, WILAT is in a consolidation phase. We are strengthening the governance with the future in mind. We are laying the foundation to strengthen our global family and is in the process of conducting a country assessment to prioritize the development needs of WILAT. I will be sharing the assessment with you during the forum in the next few days. And also, we have focused on a succession planning by developing our Stars of WILAT program because we need to develop a pipeline of future leaders. And I'm sure this is going to be the future for us. And this is going to be an annual program, and we will be having this recognition annually at the WILAT Global Conference. Through sustainability and CSR initiatives, WILATs are giving back to our societies and to the environment. In particular, WILAT Africa's flagship bicycle donation project is a meaningful CSR initiative to promote mobility among women, to support their economic participation. I'm happy to see the resurgence of WILAT in Africa in the past 2 years. A well-managed, diverse environment fosters inclusion, and the society we live in will benefit through that. I'm sure with the DEI agenda, the focus that we have within CILT, it will really help us to be the force to reckon with in our industry. Having more women in our industry is not a nice thing to do, but it is the right thing to do. Globally and through research, we have found out you can add $12 trillion to the global economy if more women are taking part in the world of work. My appreciation to all WILATs past and present around the globe for their single-minded passion and tireless efforts for positioning WILAT across the world. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. During our decade-old global journey as a young forum within CILT, we have proved that as a team we can be a force to reckon with. Therefore, let's all join hands with a purpose, persistence and passion to drive progress. Last but not the least, I would like to congratulate the wonderful hosts once again, Patrick, Josephine and Team Rwanda, in advance for a job well done. It's a wonderful event, and wish all of you very, very best for the Africa Forum, and I wish all of you great success. And we are stronger together. Thank you. It's a day of celebration for all of us. Thank you.
From the global chairperson of WILAT, we will now listen to the woman who those 10 years ago, decided to call together like-minded women in logistics and transport and give them the charge to bring in more women into the fold and continue to build capacity of the women who are in the fold. The first global convener for WILAT. Let's welcome Hannah for our goodwill, Hajia Aisha Ali.
In Ghana, we made a request for a full day for WILAT Africa at every forum. And here we are. For the first time, we have enough time to brainstorm and move WILAT Africa forward. We celebrate you, Dr. Demba. Thank you for this opportunity. My appreciation goes to CILT international leaders, WILAT global leaders, and all WILAT members across the globe. When WILAT started in Nigeria, on the Africa continent, in 2010, 13 years ago, as the first group, little did we know that the seed planted will grow this fast and spread this wide. I congratulate CILT Nigeria, CILT Africa, and CILT International for providing this first platform. WILAT Nigeria has supported the Institute with this book. This book, The Birth Before the Spread, that tells the historical perspective, which only Nigeria, being the first group, can tell. It is a must read for everyone. We have a few complimentary copies that will go to the international leaders. We are particularly grateful to the WILAT leaders and members who have kept the candle burning and have remained consistent. WILAT has spread to 38 countries and is still spreading. Thank you. The most exciting aspect of the spread of WILAT and CILT is the penetration of the Francophone countries with the support of Karin Toure. Please, Karin, stand up. You created history within the Institute. And then, of course, was followed by Togo. Sharon, well done. This is historic for the Institute internationally too. We acknowledge the Global Wheeler team, who have been amazing in bringing Wheeler to the global standard it is today. The Global Network Branding, the Wheeler Capacity Building Center, the strategic thrusts of empowerment, mentorship, entrepreneurship, and leadership and corporate social responsibility. And also other programs currently ongoing that is adding much value to this laudable group. I appreciate in particular Dr. Dorothy Chan, Gayani Da'an-Wis, Dr. Doreen Owusu-Fianko, Vicky Koo, and our DBCs, country chairpersons, of course, for their immense contribution towards this process. WINAT has increased membership for the Institute and created visibility for women in the logistics and transport industry globally, and through its mentorship programs, many have taken up careers in logistics and transport and have chosen CILT as their career partner. The theme for this year's International Women's Day is to embrace equity. This was well celebrated by WILAT all over. We continue to move forward in equity and fairness, carrying every country and region along and supporting where need be to enable the goal of equality and for all to be able to access available opportunities globally. I wish us all a very successful WILAT Day. We remain stronger together. Thank you and God bless.
For decades, that runs into 100 years or close to that, or even above that, the CILT has existed and has been serving the logistics community and transport community across the globe. Now, for all this many years, the CILT International is yet to receive an international president of African descent. And this era that we're in has made the exception to that. And a gentleman has ensured that there's an exception to that. We'll listen to him later. But we'll not listen to the exception to the rule. The man who has put Africa's name on the global stage by emerging the first international president of African descent. Ghana's pride, Africa's own. Let's welcome him, Chief Titi
I turn up as a president when I took over next year from my boss here, Paul St. House. I promise to support WILAT in whichever shape, way, or form. And I'll make sure WILAT grows and lives and bounds. And as much as I'll support WILAT, I want WILAT to equally support me. It's a two-way traffic. So please, I will expect so much from you, and you will get so much from me. Women, you've broken the barriers. Keep soaring higher. Beyond the sky is your limit, and I know you'll get there. I wish you all the best in your deliberation. Have fun. Let's share key knowledge areas. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's network. And I wish you all the best. God bless you.
Is ensuring that Africa is not having her very first international president. I'd like for us to please, with a warm applause, welcome the international president of CILT. Put your hands together for Mr. Paul Center at CILT. Please do.
And does so much good in raising the awareness of the benefits of diversity and inclusion, not only in the workplace, but in every part of society. I'm very proud of your achievements, but even more excited about undoubtedly what you still have to come. WILAT and CILT have never been more relevant, more purposeful, or more needed by society than now. I'm proud to lead the Institute, while communities around the globe look to the planners and providers of transport logistics to solve so many of the social, economic and environmental challenges that we all face in the moment. Our job now is to build on the work of our predecessors and deliver on that for the membership concerns, and that will be a solid platform for our ambitious development plans for the years ahead. We must have a truly global and consistent offering that transcends borders and continents, and our strong governance combined with the excellent well-outformed guidelines are the platform which will let us grow safely and continually. This is vital to my commitment that during my presidency, the key WILAT stakeholders will establish a plan to deliver robust growth and improve strength for the forum, whilst continuing to provide unrivaled support and resources for its members, so that they are equipped to face the challenge ahead, be they social, digital, economic or environmental. As such, I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to work in Africa, which represents a great opportunity to develop beneficial growth. We are undoubtedly expecting to extend our reach and to see notable membership expansion, which I hope will result in a further leap forward in the capability of professionals across the continent. So today is an opportunity for members to come together and recognise the achievements and potential of women around the world, exactly what WILAT does every day within its own global community. May I wish you all continued success from today. I'm humbled and honoured to serve the members of WILAT as an Institute President. I know throughout my time in office we will do all we can to ensure that WILAT continues to achieve ever-increasing and so well-deserved recognition for its fantastic work. Well done to you all. You really are great.
Fortunate, this is changing, and women are making significant contribution to the logistic and transport industry. Women are bringing the unique skills and perspective to the industry, leading to more diversity and inclusive workplace. Women are also breaking barriers and taking up roles that were traditionally reserved for men, such as truck driving, warehousing, and management. This conference provides us an opportunity for us to reflect on the significant contribution that women are making in the logistics and the transport industry, and also to discuss how we can work together to progress in this field. With the rapid pace of the globalization, the increase in demand of goods and service shows that the development of logistics and transport has become more critical than ever. African countries particularly are facing some unique challenges when it comes to logistics and infrastructure development, and it is essential that we find innovative solutions to these challenges. Despite being the representative in the logistics and transport industry, women have shown that they have the skills, knowledge, and expertise required to excel in this field. Women in logistics are breaking barriers and taking up leadership positions in various organizations, driving progress and making a significant contribution to the development of the industry. Rwanda Polytechnic was established by the government of Rwanda in 2017, mostly to implement technical and vocational education training, skills development across the country. Last year, Rwanda Polytechnic started logistics and transport program at its college called I-Class Kigali. The program has been the form of promoting the gender equality in logistics and transport industry, and this is reflected in the significant number of female students in the program, where women represent 82% of the students around the program. This represents a significant shift from norms where male students are always a majority. The increased number of female students is not by designing, but rather it is a result of women's self-push and to take up opportunities in logistics and transport industry. Different topics will be discussed in this conference, including the development of logistics and contribution of women in logistics, the critical role of logistics present in infrastructure development, and how we can work together to find innovative solutions to the challenges facing African countries. I hope that by the end of this conference, we will have developed actionable strategies for promoting gender equality in logistics and transport and advancing infrastructure in our continent. I just want to take our time, but first of all, I want to thank you, all of you. When I look at the women in this room, I really feel happy and I'm proud of what the continent is doing. As a Rwanda now, as you know, we are starting the program of logistics and transport, and we hope for the next conference, the next event, we'll have many Rwandan represented here. Let me conclude by saying that women in logistics have many opportunities to bring a fresh perspective to the field and driving progress. By working together and supporting each other, we can create a more inclusive and diverse logistics industry that benefits everyone. Thank you for attending, and I look forward to a fruitful discussion ahead. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Josephine Nyebaza. I'm the WILAT chairperson Rwanda. WILAT means Women in Logistics and Transport, but I'm also in charge of programs, training and professionalism at the Federation of East African Freight Forwarders Association. Today we are commencing the African Forum that will start officially tomorrow. And today we were specifically given a day for women in logistics. We have almost 15 countries present here today, and probably I could mention a few: Nigeria, South Africa, Namibia, Togo, Ghana, Sri Lanka, UK, and so many others. And it's a privilege for us because under the CILT we have not had a WILAT Day, that is Women in Logistics Day, like this. So this is the first time that we have been given a chance before the African Forum officially commences. As people know, mostly the number of women in the logistics industry seems to be growing. However, many years people know that the number of women in the logistics industry are still fewer. Us as women in logistics, we are trying to ensure that we encourage women to self-develop themselves and empower themselves through training and capacity building, and for everyone to take the initiative, especially the women, to join such initiatives, to join the Women in Logistics and Transport, both Rwanda and internationally. And we are hoping that we get the urge and the empowerment for us to take a foot forward, for us to shine better. Thank you very much.
So what is the purpose of this?
So the purpose of the African Forum is to bring together different logistics and transport players from all over Africa, and you can see we also have people from out of Africa, the international community, and for us to discuss and see how we can improve. So the current theme is on Africa Free Continental Trade Area, and that is what we are trying to encourage and sensitize on in regard to the logistics and transport industry. So today, like I've already mentioned, we are starting with the women and push them and empower them and introduce to them the Africa Free Continental Trade Area initiative, and this will also be continued in the other days through the conference. So, yeah.
So as a chairperson, let's come back in our country.
Yes, please.
There's the Rwandans. So what about them, the women here?
So far we are trying, because Rwanda under CILT is so far the one that has been launched most recently. So I would say we are among the babies of CILT. We launched WILAT 2021.
And then, so we're also actually honored to be hosting this. So far we have about 25 women as members of the CILT, and by that they automatically become members of the WILAT. So we are trying to, sensitize more and more people, on ladies actually, to be in particular, for them to join the WILAT.
So is there any improvement and development?
Yes, there's a lot of improvement, because when we started this, it was only me.
Only you?
Yes, with the gentleman who started the CILT. So from 1 to 5 to 23, I think, is a big process. So, but our key goal right now is to sensitize and make people aware to join the Women in Logistics under the CILT.
So are all the women in Rwanda allowed to come to join you?
Only those who are in our sector. Only those who are in logistics and transport can only be able to join the CILT and of course officially become members of the WILAT.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Gaini Dialvis, Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. I'm a supply chain professional. I'm based in Sri Lanka. I'm an engineer by profession.
Okay, so what is the purpose of this event?
Okay, so I'm currently the global chairperson of Women in Logistics and Transport, which is the Women's Forum of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. Our industry is, considered as male dominant and female unfriendly, so not many women would like to come to the industry. But I would say otherwise, because I have been in this industry for such a long time now. I'm loving it. If you like highly action-oriented problem-solving profession, this is the place to be. So I would like to invite all my female colleagues around the world to be part of this professional body, CILT, and then automatically you become part of Women in Logistics and Transport. And I'm sure together we can really create this industry a gender diverse industry.
So is there any improvement to work with Rwandans here,
yes.
Rwandans women?
Yes.
So how do you see?
Rwanda is a very progressive country. I know that gender parity is actually much better than in Sri Lanka. So I'm sure with the progressive way that this country is run, with highly digitalized environment, very clean, I'm very happy to be present here today. This is my first visit. I'm quite impressed, and the women are very smart, and I know you will really enjoy this industry, because this industry is solving problems of human beings. Everyday needs of people are being solved by this industry. Aren't women interested in solving everyday problems? This is exactly why you should be part of us.
So what's your goal to work with us in Rwanda? The goal to work with us.
I didn't hear about.
What is your goal to work with us?
What is your?
The goal.
Goal?
Yes.
Okay. Currently, Women in Logistics is present in 38 countries. I would like in all countries around the world to have women in logistics, because we as women can really do wonders in any industry, not only in logistics and transport. So together we can make supply chain, logistics and transport industry a better place, so that it becomes more diverse as well as it's more supportive for everyone, whether you're in the academia, industry or in the government sector.
Is there another countries you work with? Other countries you work with?
Yes, not only now. Rwanda actually is a very young WILAT, which we set up about 2 years ago. We are currently present in across all the continents, and very soon we will be setting up a WILAT in North America, in Canada and USA. And we are having already presence in Australia, we are present in Ireland, we are present in UK, we are present, very soon we will be present in Poland. We have a huge presence in Asia and Africa. Out of the 38 countries, 13 countries are in Africa. So Africa is a force to reckon with. Rwanda, I'm sure, will have great future under the leadership of Josephine in Rwanda. And I wish you all the very best. For all the Rwandan logisticians, I'm sure you will make Rwandan logistics a force to reckon with.
Thank you.
My name is Folake Soji George. I am the Global Vice Chairperson, North and West Africa, for the Women in Logistics and Transport. And my region happens to be one of the regions that is hosting this maiden WILAT events at CILT Africa Forum.
So, to work with us, like we Rwandans. So what is there any improvement to work with us?
Improvement is a maiden event for Rwanda, CILT, and WILAT. And I know that over time they will improve with well-arranged events. You cannot look away from issue of numbers of people that have come, and registration is a bit slow, but not bad. When you score them, okay, 6 over 10 or 7 over 10.
Okay, so what is the goal to work with us?
We want WILAT to be able to capture more members for Africa, for WILAT and CILT. Yes.
Thank you.